wonder if that train's bringing oil from the Middle East. Maybe from Iraq. I mean, they look like they could be oil cars. This, what we're showing them this afternoon is the side that says investigate 9/11. We're at the Pole Line Road overpass over Interstate 80, Davis, California. A beautiful day, Friday, April 16th. Now, you think he agrees with us or what? These are some more of our eastbound friends. Coming around the mountain once he comes. You know, that's a pretty darn good picture, I think. Okay, this about 4:30 p.m. Friday, October 9th. That's the eastbound traffic. As you can see, it is very slow, and that is after, not before, but after our overpass at Pole Line Road. After our banner. Ah, you can't tell me they're singing along, can you? No, sir, because they're not. Okay, the time is now 4:27 p.m. and that is the view. It's typical Friday afternoon rush hour traffic. Everybody from the Bay Area wants to go east, and that's what they're doing. The California Constitution.
I'm debating it with you. Roll up the sign and go. You've already been told. Roll it up and go. Roll it up and go.
Are you aware that the California Constitution protects freedom of speech?
Roll it up and go.
Did you really say you don't care what the law says? Okay.
I'm not going to debate this with you, young man.
Thanks for the
It's just not going to
compliment.
happen, okay?
Sir, can I please get your badge number though?
Okay. You got a camera, zoom in and get it. But tied up with you.
Sir, if I could just ask you to turn.
Look what you're doing to
If I
traffic.
could ask you to turn around, sir, for one moment and look that way, you will see that.
Look what you're doing to traffic.
Okay, well, it looks like that way.
You guys
Sir,
are
please.
making it worse,
But
okay?
how, sir? How? I'm asking you how. You look that way. Just please turn your eyes that way, and you will see that it's worse on that side of the road.
Yeah, you're making it worse,
But
okay?
how? I'm asking you how, sir.
Yeah, you're making it worse. You're making it slower, okay?
Are you trying to intimidate him by getting right up in his
You
face?
understand? Back up. Back up.
I think that's what you're
Back
doing.
up. You understand?
Sir,
You understand what I just got done saying?
I understand what you're saying, but then I'm asking you to look that way, please, for just one moment.
Nope. I'm telling you, okay? I'm going to give you a lawful order. Do not do this again. That's all I'm asking, okay?
Okay.
That's all I want to hear from you. And you too, sir.
Okay. Are you?
That's it. Listen to me. Don't
Yeah.
ask me any more questions.
None of you can just
I'm telling you right now. Please do not do this again. Okay? If you do it again, we will arrest you.
Okay. Under what?
That's it.
What code? Tell me the code.
Failure to obey. Okay? Failure.
What's the code?
148. Okay? Of the penal code. Do not do this again. That's all I'm asking you.
If we
I know
were
you
slowing
want a
down the
confrontation.
traffic-
I know you want a confrontation. Put your stuff on YouTube. That's fine.
If we were
but
slowing
that's
down
a lot.
traffic,
Listen,
it would
listen
be
to me.
one thing, but we're
listen,
not.
listen
This
to
is
me.
Friday afternoon.
Listen to me. You will not do this again. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, it seems like you guys
That's
are
all I'm
going
gonna say.
Do you think that we're slowing this traffic down?
Here's how I know.
Yes.
Do you realize that this is
Sad
Friday
47.
afternoon rush
Oh,
hour
go ahead.
traffic?
I'm sorry, I got someone talking to me.
You haven't returned my ID yet.
I'm not done with the investigation yet.
Okay, well, keep
Not free to
investigating.
leave.
Part of your investigation should be look how slow that traffic is. It's the same, officer. I mean, seriously.
12 hours a day. I see the traffic. I know what it
Okay,
looks
so Friday afternoon, this is what happens, and it happens every week. And this is not 12 noon, it's a quarter.
to do, okay? I don't want you guys hanging out here. I don't want to see the sign if you're impeding traffic, okay?
Are we? Because it looks, I mean, if you look at that way, sir.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Okay.
We're not going to do that, okay? This is the last time I'm going to tell you, okay? If you guys do it again, I will arrest you. Both of you, okay? It'll be the last time today that I tell you this. You can say whatever you guys want to say, but I will take you to jail.
Okay, so Friday afternoon, this is what happens, and it happens every week. And this is not 12 noon, it's a 4:45.
Hey, I need you guys to pick this up right now. You're impeding traffic. Pick this up, sir. You're impeding traffic before I got to give you a ticket.
Okay, well, what about your 3 cop cars, sir? Your 3 police cars aren't impeding traffic, huh?
Get rid of this stuff right now. It's the last time I'm going to tell you. Get rid of this stuff too. No, I want it up. Pick it all up. We're not done with the investigation yet.
We can't do 5 things at once, sir. So I'm being forced to pick up this thing for no reason. It's not blocking traffic. They have 3 police cars in a row blocking traffic heavily on the road. Obviously not caring about the safety of the people. Not in any way. This is America. So just to sum up, there are 4 officers, 3 police cars blocking traffic, and yet they are giving us a super hard time about our sign on the side of the road. We're not blocking anybody whatsoever. They can clearly see that. If you look at the traffic, it's very bad. Our sign is down, but the traffic is very bad nonetheless. This is classic, just lockstep, jackboot, thugocracy right here. They've yet to return IEDs. We're not presenting any kind of danger to the people whatsoever, and they can clearly see that. There could be criminals, there could be murderers and rapists out there, but these police officers do not care one whit. Their job is not to protect the people. It's to criminalize dissent. It's to oppress the people in any way they see fit.
And if there's not a problem with traffic, it's obvious that the Highway Patrol has no problem with freedom of speech.
In February, Bob Gibson and Bob was out here freeway blogging with me in September, but we made an appointment with Captain Aikatani from the CHP, the local Woodland CHP office.
Well, basically, it was a very productive meeting. The reason for it was in previous freeway bloggings, we had been hassled, harassed by the CHP, but even more by the Davis police.
And what we wanted to do was just put everything on the table and find out how we could do what we want to do, which is our little First Amendment demonstration, and they could still do what they needed to do.
He was very helpful. He said for this particular event, he would make sure that the 9/11 dispatchers would not, treat this as an emergency, so the police were not obligated to respond. So that's very, very helpful.
It was a very friendly, cooperative meeting. It was 2 hours long. We discussed everything, really. And what we came up with was this, that we would notify CHP before the next time we came out here. And that way, CHP would tell the dispatcher, they would tell their own officers, they would tell Davis PD, and then when the drivers start calling 911, which is inevitable after you're out here long enough, the CHP, which gets those calls, would not have to treat it like an emergency. The net effect is to minimize the hassle for everybody, for us and them. Anyway.
Okay, and we did make notification to the Davis Police Department.
Okay.
They're, again, very much in agreement with us that is obviously something that they appreciated, that they knew what was going on.
Good.
And our dispatch was notified, our phone call takers were notified.
Okay.
And so it seems to have worked out pretty well. I don't think we've had any calls or anything else. So.
Go to Google and type in corrupt Federal Reserve.
You're concerned about safety too. You don't want to see anyone involved in crashes or any problems with traffic. Neither do we, and that was very obvious during our meeting, so we appreciate your cooperation in that.
Right, great, excellent.
It was a good excuse to get into the war. People need to wake up and analyze that situation.
There's not a violation of law going on. There is no traffic impact. We do not have a problem with that.
So it's a wonderful day. I think this is the most important thing I can be doing right now today. The ratio here shows that the majority of people appreciate what we're doing, but they are afraid to stand up for themselves.
traffic seems to be flowing pretty smoothly. I'm going to go ahead and leave you to your blogging. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Graham.
Group, and it seems like things have worked out pretty well. So
I'd like to think so.
I'd like to hear what your perspective is on that. What's your name with the spelling?
I'm Ike Iketani. I'm from the Highway Patrol. And it's I-K-E, T like in Tom, A-N.
Okay, and your position?
I'm the commander of the Woodland area of the Highway Patrol.
Okay, and were you right here waiting for them?
We had actually made an arrangement to come out and meet with them today in order to monitor traffic and kind of see what was going on. Mr. Graham and his group had actually come to our office and contacted us to let us know what they were doing. And basically we said we would come out with them and monitor some traffic and objectively see how traffic was out here.
Okay, do you anticipate any problems? I mean, are things basically worked out?
Anticipating problems is very, very hard to do, as I'm sure you know. You know, with the other things that are actually going on in Davis today, today is the beginning of Picnic Day weekend, and some of the other things that are going on locally, we really don't know. But again, we want to come out and kind of objectively assess what's going on with traffic, and if there's not a problem with traffic, it's obvious that the Highway Patrol has no problem with freedom of speech.
Nice. That's nicely said. Okay. Anything else you want to say?
Well, we really appreciate the fact that everyone is as concerned with the traffic safety as we are. That was very obvious from Mr. Graham and Mr. Gibson when they came talk to us. That they're very concerned with the idea of people being safe on the roadways. So we appreciated that greatly.
So you like their approach then?
I think that the conversations we've had have been very productive, and again, I appreciate their approach that they are willing to work with us on those things.
Okay, great. This is going to be on Evening News tomorrow night, KPFA.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I kind of hate to put you on the spotlight because you've been so cooperative with us, but what the heck? I don't know. Makes a fun video.
I do not consider myself a tremendously photogenic person, Mr. Graham. So
you're doing
That's why
great
I'm in
so
radio.
far.
Me too.
well, there you go. I was going to say. I hope I sound well. My voice is almost blown this week. I've been teaching classes all week.
Oh, you sound good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I totally appreciate everything. You know, the meeting that we had back in your office in February, and the opportunity to cooperate with CHP and make it all happen with make it easier on everybody.
Well, and like we were saying, the big issue for us was we appreciate your perspective and the idea that you're concerned about safety too. You don't want to see anyone involved in crashes or any problems with traffic. Neither do we, and that was very obvious during our meeting. So we appreciate your cooperation in that.
Right, great, excellent.
One specific question I had is, when people, the few that actually call in, what do they say? How do they report this?
Normally, they just report the fact that there are people on the overpass that have signs, and it's usually the perception of the person calling in, whether or not there's a traffic impact or whether or not they feel that they're having some problems getting from place to place. So those things are reported to us, and obviously we have a responsibility and an obligation to respond and verify what's happening out there. And again, if there's no traffic impact, is one of the issues that we have to deal with here. There's not a violation of law going on. There is no traffic impact. We do not have a problem with that.
So the callers seem to be more concerned about traffic safety than the substance of their protest?
I think generally, especially when you think about the idea of cellular telephones and cellular telephone laws and the requirements of using them in emergencies, they're considering it an emergency when they call in, and obviously we have to respond to emergency calls.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Because they're so small, they're easily lost.
I always assume when they honk because they're agreeing with us.
Yeah.
But I guess.
Well, the only problem we have with honking sometimes is the fact that horns are supposed to be used as a warning device.
Right.
They're not a messaging or signaling device, or it would simply go back to Morse code and it would be a lot easier.
Unless you're driving in Mexico City, and that's all they know.
It's all signaling. But again, for us, that was the big thing, is that the traffic impact and things like that. You have a nice message from me saying I must have got the date or time wrong. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because and again, I thought, well, see, I came all the way to the top, and I said, well, I can see all the way down there.
Right.
And then I ended up going back. In fact, the police department had stopped to check on my car because I actually had to leave my lights on in order to leave it parked down there. So.
Yeah, it took us a while to figure out. I wanted to make sure we could park where we parked, and then I draw a little sign and wrote it on the back of my car to direct people over to the north end of this whole thing. Anyway.
Okay, and we did make notification to the Davis Police Department.
Okay.
They're, again, very much in agreement with us that is obviously something that they appreciated, that they knew what was going on.
Good.
And our dispatch was notified, our phone call takers were notified.
Okay.
And so it seems to have worked out pretty well. I don't think we've had any calls or anything else. So, like I said, I told you I'd come out and meet with you and see what was going on. And right now, considering the fact they're still expecting 100,000 people to show up here today because it's Picnic Day weekend.
Right.
traffic seems to be flowing pretty smoothly. I'm going to go ahead and leave you to your blogging.
Sounds good.
Sounds great. If there are any issues, obviously, we get some calls, we'll come back out and tell you.
Okay.
And the other thing is we'll still assess it, though, objectively when we
course.
come out. And that
Of
sounds
course.
great.
Do you have a business card?
Yeah, in fact, I do.
Send you a link to the story.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you. And again, like I told you,
Thank you.
I'm not a photogenic man. Or am I think a person.
It's not
that's-
necessary for radio.
Well, hopefully I sound all right.
Oh, you did. You've been
Yeah,
getting a
you
lot
can
of
read
good
that in your
coverage.
spare time.
Oh, thank you. And I've received some, quite a bit of literature, so that's worked out pretty well. They've gotten DVDs to me and everything else.
Good.
That's right.
All righty.
Okay.
And again, I know that since you know my concerns, we're good to go.
Good.
Well, we don't want
Excellent.
a problem.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks,
Cool.
Mr. Graham.
All right, thank you.
Good to see you guys. Mr. Gibson can come out today?
Mr. Gibson is
Oh, I'm
over
sorry.
there in the
I
pink
didn't
shirt.
recognize him with his hat off.
Yeah,
Very good.
sure, he's here.
Nice
Sounds
talking
great.
to you. Thank
Nice
you.
talking to you,
Okay.
too. Thank you all. You all be safe.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.
Here,
Bye-bye.
let me
It makes you wonder who the devil really is.
My personal opinion is that it's the secret government that operates in the United States that sort of runs this country. Same people that President Eisenhower warned us about, the military-industrial complex, when he was leaving office in his farewell address.